Sunscreens, you look at it and you say, what is the positive from sunscreen? What is the negative? If you're putting, your family out there in the sun for hours and hours on end, and we live in Florida, we're out in the sun all the time. I think that there's something to be said for putting something on that's not going to allow your children or your family to burn, because burn is probably just as bad, if not worse, than putting on a chemical for a period of time. Now, I also think that, if you're going out for a shorter period of time, say an hour or an hour and a half, then you probably don't need sunscreen. And it's probably a good thing to, once in a while, not use it, because vitamin D is being made through the sun coming in and turning cholesterols into other hormones like vitamin D.
So first of all, the sun is good.
Right.
The sun does a lot. It boosts your immune system, vitamin D. The sun, there's lots of health benefits to the sun. People who are in the sun are happier, or healthier. The fact that everyone got scared to be in the sun is a big problem.
Yeah, we have more depressed people walking around than we do people with skin cancer, right?
Right.
Yeah.
No, but skin cancer is a big deal, right? So everybody's all worried about skin cancer, and the question is, do you need to worry about something as much as we are? And by worrying about skin cancers, are we creating other problems? People are more and more depressed today, and there's study after study about people who live in areas where there's very little sun, like Alaska, that during those seasonal times when there's no sun, that they get SAD, or seasonal affective disorder. It's a very real diagnosis that happens when people are not in the sun, and a lot of that is because they're not taking their cholesterol and turning it into vitamin D. So that all comes full circle, that the sun is actually not this massive negative thing, but it also is a real source of feelings of happy. I think that some sunscreens are probably better than others. You want to look for sunscreens that don't have all of those dangerous chemicals.
You have to remember your skin is the integumentary system. It's a whole system. So anything you put on your skin, your body is going to absorb, and it's going to be in your bloodstream. Oxybenzone has been shown to be toxic to your body. Retinol palmitate, and it's been linked to birth defects and developmental defects. So pregnant women have to be really careful about using sunscreen with toxic chemicals in it. But if it's not safe for pregnant women, it's not really safe for anyone, right?
Right. Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah.
Some of the higher levels of sunscreens, the above 30s, are probably not necessary. So you don't need to waste your money buying something that has a 80 as a block. It's not going to work any better than the sunscreen that say 30.
And in fact might have higher levels of those
of
chemicals.
The chemicals, right? And so, maybe what you want to do is reduce your risk by lowering the number so that you don't get a higher level of some of these dangerous chemicals.
The only sunscreen I wear is just an organic sunscreen on my face.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't put sunscreen on my body.
I use sunscreen sometimes, and sometimes I don't. And my kids, if they're out for more than an hour, we put sunscreen on them. I think you just have to err on the side of looking at things a little bit differently. So you have to weigh the positives with the negatives. And if you're not in the sun every day of your life for 6-7 hours, then you're probably not going to have a real problem with sunscreens.